You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 341 for Sunday the 29th of November 2020.
Where dreams begin.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls podcast. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hi there, Janie.
Hello there, Michelle, and how are we doing this week?
I'm doing okay, my lovely. Yes. It's so bizarre in the staff room when you're having your lunch in your socially distant staff room anyway, with the windows open, and you're all sat looking like you're on a bus because you've all got to face the same direction and you're all 2 meters apart and there's only about 4 of us in there. Normally we'd talk about plans for the weekend, any holidays coming up. It's like, what we're watching on Netflix then.
I'm going to say, it's just that weird thing of like, you go, oh yeah, how are you doing? You go, well, what do you think? What are we doing? You know, it's like,
I know.
Peculiar circumstances are we living in still.
It is, and I won't begin to go on with what's happening at work because it is just absolutely bonkers. But,
at least we're laughing, Michelle.
Well, it is, because I know where my head was a year ago this week. So for me to be able to smile and think of Disney and help me through the next week of what is going to be a very trying, very emotionally draining time, but to know that I've got people like yourself and other Disney friends and in our family that I can reach out to, and we can have a little giggle, a little bit of a laugh, and you know, we're doing this parcel exchange, so I've got parcels coming left, right and centre, and it's so lovely, and it really, really does help, because sadly the other day in where I live, somebody took their own life, and it was put down to the fact of mental stress due to the times that we're in. So again, it's like, we do this podcast, we do it not because we want to get 10 billion listeners or anything like that. We do it because we enjoy it, and we hope you guys enjoy it, and it makes us thankful on this Thanksgiving sort of period that we have you guys in our life, that you want to give up your time to listen to us and interact with us and share your holidays and your pictures and your family news, because it gets us through.
It does, and it's just nice to know that there's other daft people out there that like the same things that we do.
Yeah. And like, I have literally got a colleague at work, and she rung me last night, and I was like, why's she ringing me? Oh no, please don't say my bubble's gone down. New phrases, or what? A year ago, you'd have looked at me strange if I said my bubble's gone down. But this year, everybody goes, oh no, your bubble's gone down. And basically, she follows me on Instagram, and she'd been sharing her phone with her daughter and showing her daughter, who's a Disney fan, who's about 12, all these pictures of my Disney obsession. And she said, would you mind just doing a little bit of a video tour for my daughter of all your collections, please?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I said, wait till the end of the weekend when I've got the tree, the monorail, the contemporary, the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian put up, and there's a train running round. She'll, So anyway, we best crack on with the podcast, because we are putting our trees up this weekend, and we are excited about that.
We are, yes.
We have some Disney news.
We do.
On this day in Disney history, the 28th of November, 1943, Randy Newman was born in Los Angeles, California. He was named a Disney legend in 2007, and we've enjoyed his music in Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Princess and the Frog, amongst many, many others. 29th of November 2013, oh my word, is it 7 years ago already? Saving Mr. Banks was released in the UK.
No, that's not 7 years old. Oh my goodness.
7 years. I remember myself and Jodie sat at Showcase Cinema in Batley with a big bag of popcorn that I'd brought home from Walt Disney World, and we were tucking into that and watching the film and trying not to let each other see that we were crying.
Lovely film, though.
30th of November 1927, Robert Guillaume was born in St. Louis, Missouri, and he is loved for his roles in Soap, Benson, but for Disney fans, he is known for being the voice of Rafiki.
Of course, yes. I knew the name and I could say Benson straight away, but yes, of course.
I grew up watching Benson.
Yeah.
I loved that show. And there's not that many American shows, apart from Cheers, that I can say that I binged as a child. But Benson was one. The Cosby Family was the other. We didn't get that many where I lived because my mum and dad said, oh, we're not watching that.
Yeah, Soap. I do remember Soap as well, I have to say, yeah. But, good memories.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So it's a nice bit of Disney news. We have some other news.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't officially announced on the old Podcaster Rooney platform, so I think I will do now. I'm going to be a granny. Shut up.
Sorry.
I know, I must admit, someone at work said to me today, she was talking about her birthday, and she said, oh, I feel so old, I'm 20. I said, hey, shut up, love, I'm 50 next year. And she just looked at me, she said, you know, I said, do you want me to get my driving licence out and show you? I've got a grandchild on the way. So, yes, big news, my daughter is having a baby in May, and we found out it's a little boy. So we're very excited. Very excited. There will be a little bit of Disneyfication of this child.
No, really?
Just a teeny bit because...
Just a little bit.
You know, my daughter's living with me, so, you know, it's going to be in a very Disney environment. And I will be playing Disney film music to the child in the womb to make sure it comes out the right way.
But we're not going to try and influence names, are we, Michelle, like we do with kittens?
No, because Emily's chosen a couple of names, and
Okay.
I have kind of influenced a little with the middle name, but it's nothing to do with Disney. And the middle name is basically named after my cousin Paul, who passed away earlier on in the year, who was Emily's godfather. So I am chuffed to bits about that. That's really, really sort of warmed my heart. And she still might change her mind over the first name, so I'm keeping it quiet for the moment.
As you should, yes.
But if she ever does want a good Disney name, you know, I have got a fair few sort of floating around.
I bet, to be fair, Michelle, I'm sure no matter what name, we could find some way to link it to Disney somehow or other, because most names you probably could, to be fair.
I'm struggling with what she suggested so far.
Oh, okay.
I don't think of a Disney character anything to do with Caleb.
But there must be an actor or, you know, somebody like that. There must have some connection,
I don't know.
Surely.
I'm throwing it out to our family. Let me know if you can think of any Disney connection, because I can now say that, yeah, he's been called Caleb because of such and such. And, yeah, that'd make me happy. And we've obviously got another new arrival. We've got Walter coming in on the 12th of December, so I'm very excited for him too.
Not long now.
I know. Very exciting stuff. But anyway, we're going to go back to talking Disney.
Okay.
And we did our little foodie fest last week, and as we do, we bring you all the latest information, and the minute we say it, it goes out of date, because now the Crystal Palace, yay, is opening for lunch and dinner in the Magic Kingdom to give you the option to go and get something yummy in your tummy. And there's no prices yet.
Okay.
You're obviously not going to be able to have an up-close and personal character experience. It is purely going to be a Yumska meal for you.
Yeah.
You've got your family-style starters, an adult entree choice, and then a shared dessert platter.
Okay.
I don't like shared dessert platters.
Is it because it's got the word shared in it, Michelle?
Yes.
But isn't the idea that you have a little bit of everything?
Yeah, but what if what I like the most, I only get a tiny bit of?
Well, you have to negotiate with the person you're sharing it with then.
You see, the thing that's getting me really going with this family-style dessert platter is seasonal fritters with powdered sugar, bourbon caramel sauce, banana cream pie and hummingbird cake. Banana cream pie, slop in a bowl, get rid of.
Nah.
But the
Yeah, I'm
other
with you.
two,
Well, it'd be no good me and you sharing that then, would it? Because we both want the same things.
Exactly. See what I mean?
Yeah, point taken.
Yeah, there is an Italian strawberry shortcake as a separate option, or a honey of a cupcake, but yeah.
Yeah, it is that family style that you want to go for, but you just need to. I wonder if you could say, can I have like two lots of the fritters and leave the banana cream pie out of it, please?
It puzzles me though, Jane. Are these fritters going to be warm fritters? Because then they'll have to be made for order. So maybe you can just sort of say, accidentally drop the banana cream pie on the floor and give me double fritters.
Oh, I'd have double hummingbird cake to be fair. I'm not overly fussed, Just drop that middle one.
Yeah. But what has got me really excited, and I can't wait for the Crystal Palace to actually open for people to feed back to me, is that one of the options on there for your starter is the home style buttermilk and cheddar bacon biscuits served with honey butter, caramelised onion butter and hot pepper jelly. That's sounding like the biscuits that you get from Carthay.
I was going to say that I'm sure. I thought I know where you're going with this, and at the end of the day, it's cheddar and bacon. I'm kind of sold on that bit anyway. So yeah, but we need somebody to do a taste comparison test for us.
Yeah. Your main courses, you've got a baked chicken leg, which I'm not a fan of because it's a leg, it's on the bone. You've got a fire roasted prime rib of beef, sold.
Yeah.
Southern fried cauliflower, which sounds interesting. And that, you've got your vegan, vegetarian type option there. Brown sugar glazed bone-in pork chop. And then there's a catfish and shrimp dish. So it's sounding like very family pleasing.
Yeah, and a bit of the main groups, so to speak, isn't there? So yeah, there should be something there that most people would find appealing.
And Disney have obviously tried to fit both ends of the budget because they're opening up the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to go and grab something. I've never actually physically been and ordered a meal from the Tomorrowland Terrace. I've been to the dessert parties there, but the restaurant itself has never been open. So for me, this would be quite a novelty.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing, Michelle, because it's one of those ones that I know where it is, and but I can't ever remember it being open to actually go and eat there. So it's interesting the fact that it's one of the ones that's quote unquote reopening at the moment.
But they're not serving the traditional fare they'd normally offer there because they're opening using the menu from Columbia Harbour House.
Which would please me because I like that place.
Yeah, so if you love chicken and you love shrimp, you are in for a delight because you've got your platters with chicken and shrimp, fish and shrimp, chicken and fish, a trio, your lobster roll, you've got your fried fish, you've got your chicken breast nugget platter, you've got your salad, you've got your sides. Alas, no broccoli. Sorry, Jane.
Oh. Well, I can't have everything, can you?
They've got some really nice options with your dessert. They've got a Minnie Mouse chocolate chip lava cookie, which is quite intriguing. And then you can get, ice cream and things like that. So, yeah.
I say it's just nice that there's somewhere else to go, and I say it's kind of cool that they've taken an area and gone, actually we've got a ready-made menu here. Let's kind of shove it in there and just give a bit more choice, isn't it, for people?
Yeah. So the Tomorrowland Terrace is opening up from the 17th and the Crystal Palace from the 1st of December.
Right.
I gather you've got some news for people starting in January with regards to ticket options.
Well, yeah, because we've got the park hoppers have been announced, have they not? So it's kind of going to work a little bit differently to what we're used to, though. So this isn't, don't get overly excited, it's not a complete free-for-all. So starting January the 1st, you will still need your Disney Park Pass reservation, and that will be your first park of the day. But at 2:00, you can then hop over to another park. So you get a little bit of your park hopping options back. So you will get your park-to-park transportation will resume as well. So you should be able to get that little bit of a mix. So rather than feeling confined to just the one park, you'll be able to go, well, actually, I'll start the day off at the Magic Kingdom, but I'd quite like to go and finish it off elsewhere. It will be dependent, from what I understand, on capacity and all that type of thing as well. But at least it's getting a little bit like something like what we used to.
I'm really excited about it. You know, the idea that, you know, later on in the day when you've had enough in one particular park, not mentioning any names, and you want to go over to another one, and you can have the afternoon and evening there. I can see Epcot becoming incredibly popular.
Yes, because depending on what they're doing over there as well, isn't it? But yeah, it's going to be an interesting to see how it actually transpires and what people consider to be their go-to park, and then the one that they consider to be the fall back on type of thing. Yeah.
That's an interesting occurrence. So things are starting to get back to normal.
Just a little bit. Getting there.
Yeah. I gather there's something else that's bringing in a little bit of normality over in the Magic Kingdom as well.
Yeah, we've had a bit of firework testing, I think they're calling it, aren't they, at the moment? So, yeah, over at Magic Kingdom. So it's kind of, they're calling them pyrotechnics as opposed to full-on sort of things that we're used to seeing at the moment. But they're going off in like 15-minute intervals. So, and in the moment you've got the projections, haven't you, on the castle? So they're kind of going along with those as well. So, yeah, a little bit of nighttime smattering of something or other happening, which again, like the park hopping coming back in, it's nice to think that some of those things that we take for granted with a day at a Disney park are slowly eking their way back into things.
And it's nice that they're going off in like little intervals.
Yeah, I mean, this obviously must be, I'm assuming this is all to do with not having lots of people stood waiting for things to happen, and so to avoid those big crowds and hope that the social distancing can still be maintained, because I know this was happening when the projections very first started. There was lots of cast members saying, you know, please move along, it's going to be, you know, this is like on rotation, don't worry, you don't have to stand here and watch it all, you know, keep coming back and you'll keep seeing it, sort of thing. So I'm guessing it's kind of in that same sort of vein. There'll be something happening, it just won't be that, you know, the usual getting there an hour and 45 minutes beforehand to sit and wait for something to happen. It's just happening all the time. Maybe this will be a new way forward. Who knows?
True. You just don't know. I've got a little bit of sad news.
Oh.
For me, I like going to Animal Kingdom because it isn't, you know, like Epcot, a very educational park where you can learn about animals and the care that they're given to them. And there's lots of opportunities that Disney share about conservation and how to be more respectful towards the planet we inhabit.
Yeah.
And one of the storylines that I think the big two at that park are Kali River Rapids with the logging and the awful effects of deforestation and cutting down animals' habitat through the use of, you know, our desire to have more cleared land and need of wood, etc.
Yeah.
And then the other one was over at Kilimanjaro Safari. And do you remember the whole story where you had Little Red and Wilson?
Yes.
Well, over the years, little bits were just being chipped away. And the last little bit is as you're walking through the queue, there were the video screens, and you met Wilson. It was on the screen talking a little bit about what you were going to experience on the safari. It's gone.
Oh.
Completely gone.
Oh, that's a bit sad.
Yeah, there's now a safety promo about the experience you're going to have, about, you know, getting onto the vehicle and all of that lot. And then I think there's a little promo for the extra cost tour where you can go and dine at the Boma on the Savannah and do the up close and personal, sort of a little bit more up close and personal animal tours. So I just feel that's a shame, because I know it was very subtle, but I feel the message about poaching should not go away. It shouldn't be sanitised.
Well, no, I mean, I think this is something that Animal Kingdom was always that they're about, like I say, the conservation side of things and deforestation and all and everything else that goes with it. So it is an important subject that can be addressed in a way that you don't feel like it's been rammed down your throat. So that was the nice thing about that, wasn't it? It was like, and I think this is always the thing with a lot of things that Disney do, is you go along there and you're enjoying the show or the entertainment or the attraction or whatever it may well be, but they have that delightful way of putting something else in there that if you pick up on it, it's great. If you don't, then fair enough. But if you get it, it's there, and it causes you to think and what have you. And animal habitats and protected species are something that should be shouted about and promoted, really.
And while we're talking about the animal kingdom, Joe Rody retiring.
I know, bless. Although I have to say, I did read his statement on Instagram, and I thought it was beautifully written, and I can completely understand why he's doing it at this point. I mean, if I don't know if you read his little announcement, Shell, but it was talking about the fact that obviously going through lockdown, as we all have all over the world, and having that downtime, it's caused him to retake stock of where he is, and recognizing that should he go back into working full time again, he knows that he would be in a project that could be anything from 2 to 5 years long. And that element of like, actually, if I do something else again, it's my retirement is going to be another 2 to 5 years away, and he's 65, I think, at the moment. So he's a creative soul, and I know what creative souls are like living with one. He will be creating something or other. He will be putting his talents towards other projects, but projects that he can manage to fit in with how he wants to, go out there and live his retirement. So good on him. It's a shame, and we can be very selfish and be sad and a little bit, don't like that. But such a lovely chap, and you got to understand from his point of view, the reasons why he's doing what he's doing. So I'm sure he'll always have a big part in a lot of Disney fans' hearts, and his legacy will live on with the Animal Kingdom alone.
And you've also got to think that through his role, I am sure there are other Imagineers that have been inspired and gone into that field because of him. And I'm sure there are a lot of other people that are going to be just as impactful in the Disney theme parks as Joe Rody. And I don't want to say following in his footsteps, because I purely do believe that man was a one-off and an original. And I think everybody at Disney has their own way of crafting out their own niche.
Definitely. But very inspirational. I think that's what will stand in his stead, is that element of inspiring people to, I say, not following his footsteps, but inspiring people to have a go and embrace their own creativity and just see where it leads them.
So moving away from Animal Kingdom, thinking now at the Grand Floridian, you can now walk to the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, loving that idea.
So just imagine it. Normally, my quick fire way of avoiding the TTC, because Michelle doesn't like the TTC at all, was to get an Uber to the Contemporary. Now I can get an Uber to the Grand Floridian, and I've got 2 points of options, and then I can walk into the park.
Yeah, this is I'm really liking this, because say sometimes that element of, I know it might be a 10-15 minute walk or whatever it may well be, but you can waste time waiting on transportation wherever you are. So a short walk, and it must be a lovely walk as well. I mean, I've done the walk a few times from the Contemporary, and I've always enjoyed that. And I think you should be able to walk from the Poly to the Grand Floridian as well now, and then Grand Floridian to MK. So yeah, welcome it.
Yeah,
good idea.
The whole idea of being able to walk around and visit the resort hotels is just so appealing. And if you fancy having a little bit of break from the theme park and you want to walk over to the Grand Floridian, grab some lunch and walk back, that option is there. Or you could still use the watercraft or monorail or whatever. You have options, and I love the fact you have the options.
Oh, definitely. And I think especially for the likes of us Brits who are going over there for, an extended period of time, it's sometimes those little things to take just an afternoon to do something a bit different and walk between resorts would be a really nice thing to do.
So thinking festively now, Jane.
Oh, right, okay. Put my Santa hat on, yeah.
Put your Santa hat on. I've got my Spirit jersey on at the moment, merry and bright. Although I did make a boo-boo. I should have got the green and black plaid version with the peppermint stripe saying Disneyland or Walt Disney World on the back, because after rubbishing it earlier on a previous show, I've seen actual better pictures and oh my word, it's so cute. But anyway.
I'm sure it'll wing its way to you somehow, knowing you, Michelle.
Oh, I don't know, because by the time I'd ordered it and get it here, it'd be February. So we'll see. Yeah. Thinking about one of the things that to me I absolutely adore about this festive season is gingerbread. In fact, so much to the point that gingerbread is overtaking my life than PSL ever would. And one of the things I loved to do last year when I had the pleasure of being in Disneyland for Christmas was to get a gingerbread man cookie, because they are amazing. But sad news is that Disneyland isn't going to be open. There's going to be no candy canes.
Nope.
There's going to be no gingerbread man.
Nope.
But over in Walt Disney World, there is a little bit of a Walt Disney World gingerbread touch that has been added, because a lot of people were quite upset, understandably, but you can understand the COVID thing, where you couldn't go and get the gingerbread from the gingerbread cottage that they build in the Grand Floridian. But another place where you could normally see that beautiful gingerbread carousel was over at the Yacht and Beach Club. And it was in the Beach Club foyer.
Yes.
And what they've done this year is they've made little miniature ones with little chocolate horses, and there's a beautiful one on display, and you can actually go and buy one.
Yes, I saw.
And it's so cute.
Very cute, very cute.
I do want to challenge, though, the bakers out there to have a go at making their own, because it looks a darn sight easier than a gingerbread house. I don't know, though, because I've never... You're laughing, Jane, but if you look, it's got little supports holding the roof up, so it's not going to fall to bits. You need to make, 6 triangles for the roof, so that it's at a slant, a slab for the bottom, and then a big sort of post bit for the middle, and then get a lollipop stick and put some things on it, and some Smarties and some fondant icing. You're done. It's easy.
I look forward to your efforts then, Michelle.
You're kidding, I ain't got time to scratch my nose at the moment, let alone me. But if you are able to go to Walt Disney World and you fancy picking up something a bit quirky as a little gift for the family, $45. It's available at the Yacht and Beach Club Bakery from the 19th of November through to the 1st of January. And I just think, you know, they come wrapped in all the cellophane and everything. It's just a nice little reminder that, you know... Anyway, I'm going to move on. I did share some other foodie news over on our Facebook page earlier in the week, that we know that Ohana's closed and you're not able to get the bread pudding. Well, if you go to the Kona Cafe, you might be able to ask your server if you can have a single serve of it with vanilla ice cream, and there may just be a little bit available.
Oh, is it like some sort of secret password?
Well, I think it's a secret thing that it's not on the menu, but if you ask for it and they've got some, you might get some.
Okay.
So that's
sneaky.
Something. Yeah. So thinking about Disneyland, I don't know what's going to happen over there, because there's this new thing that's opened up on Buena Vista Street where you can go and dine outside and have a beautiful meal at the Cafe Circle, at the Alfresco Dining. But then there's this new order for California saying that you can't eat outside anymore.
Oh no, I've not heard about that. I was watching vlogs just last week of people going and, you know, walking into Buena Vista Street for the first time and, you know, managing to secure dining reservations at Carthay, and how they've got it all set up outside and they've got the heaters and everything. I thought it looked really cool, but that's going to be a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'll see what happens with regards to that, but the offerings do look so good, so good. A pear salad, oh my word, and then there's a lamb dish for $26, yummy, yummy. And there is a pumpkin sundae on the menu just for Jane. So anyway, we're going to have a little bit of a mini feature this week because we've spent so long chatting about this, that and the other. And basically a listener has got in touch with us, the lovely Kaylee Oakley. So thank you, my darling, for getting in touch with your question. What character dining options are currently available in Walt Disney World? Not that many, to be honest. It's the quick answer, Kayla.
I'm going to say, without wanting to sound rude, I was going to go, are there any?
Well, they are actually. There's a few options, and there's one that I never even knew existed. So I want to share it with everybody because you might fancy it. So you've got Cinderella's Table, which I gather you get a wave by from Cindy, and that's the only princess in appearance at the moment. It's $62 for a 3-course meal. I've heard some good things about the food. You get to eat in the castle and you get a wave by Cinderella. You know, you might want to spend that, but for me, it's not the one I want to be recommending.
Right.
There's the Garden Grill, which is that slow rotating restaurant. Yeah. And I say the word slow rotating because the first time I went, I thought, oh, it's a rotating restaurant. I'm going to be feeling dizzy. But it moves so slow, you don't actually know it's moving.
I don't think a spinning restaurant would be a good combination with food, Michelle. Can you imagine it? Your hand going one place and your mouth another. Yeah, no.
It's the new Mission Space. But they offer a family-style meal. The food is absolutely fab. Really, really pleasing everybody on the menu, to be quite honest. And there are some distanced waves from characters such as Pluto, Chip, Dale and Mickey.
Okay. Not too bad then.
Yeah. Now, what about breakfast, Jane?
The best meal of the day?
Best meal of the day? Well, this might be the one that Kayla plumps for because it is a brand new thing that I have just heard about over at the Four Seasons Resort in their restaurant called Ravello.
Ooh, that sounds posh.
It is posh by the looks of it. Goofy and his friends will parade through the restaurant in their stylish outfits which are unique to this eatery.
Okay.
You get your photo taken on arrival, which then will have a little added Disney magic. I do not think you are going to be able to have pictures up close and personal with the characters, but they'll have a wander by. It's a fixed price menu where you get a choice of entree as well as a bakery basket, fruit, coffee, fruit juice, and there's things such as pancakes, waffles, bagel with salmon, there's omelettes, all that sort of stuff. It's Saturdays, 7 till 11 o'clock, and you get the download of pictures. What do you think the price point would be?
Got pictures with it as well.
Yeah.
$70.
Ooh, $48.
Oh, I'm going then. That's cheaper than I thought.
I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, I was, just presuming because you got extra bits on there that they'd use that as a way to bump it up.
And the plus point is you don't need park entry.
No, very true.
So that's one to bear in mind, Kayla. If you're in Hollywood Studios, there's the Hollywood and Dine, where you can meet Minnie and her friends in their Christmas finery because it seasonally changes.
Yeah.
And you've got things entrees such as rib of beef, salmon, pork, turkey, lots of desserts such as apple and blueberry pie and chocolate s'mores pie. Sounds okay.
That sounds all right, yeah.
Yeah. Have you found one over at Chef Mickey's that's returning?
Yeah, so Chef Mickey's, this is going to start though on December the 16th, so a little way off. Yeah. But yeah, so character dining and they're calling it an enhanced all-you-care-to-eat family-style menu. That's like a mouthful just to say it. I don't know about anything else. So we've got breakfast breads, traditional breakfast entrees such as Mickey waffles, selections from Chef Mickey's signature entrees, including banana bread French toast, loaded potato cheese casserole, and the celebration Mickey pancake. Each table will receive a special autographed card keepsake from Mickey and his friends. And then throughout the experience, Mickey Mouse and some of his pals will make some surprising appearances in each of the dining rooms. Again, this is going to be very much that element of they're going to be there waving at you rather than actually get up close and personal, as is obviously the order of the day at the moment. And again, price point ain't too bad, really.
Go on, what is it?
$42 for adult, $27 for child.
Add on a bit of tax, add on a bit of
Yeah.
gratuity. It's very similar to the experience over at Ravello then.
Very. I mean, obviously, the difference being you're actually in a Disney hotel. That might be something that might just sway you a little bit more. But yeah, so it's nice to see these things coming back, though.
True.
Nice to see, and say nice bits and bobs of food over there as well. So again, it might be something that's option. But okay, December the 16th is when this one kicks back in.
Okay. Last one that I found for you, Kayla, is Topolino's Terrace. And there's Mickey, Minnie, Donald and Daisy. They walk through the restaurant and they gather for a small show. And our friend David Maruka has previously sort of reviewed it for us on a prior show. The breakfast is an absolute delight. The outfits are unique to the restaurant. You don't need park entry, of course, because it's not in the theme park. And he highly recommends it. And I know people who have got some reservations coming up to go and have breakfast there. So I think that's probably a one that Michelle will be adding to her list. And maybe you too, Kayla. So I hope that's given you a few options there of different places you can try out for a character interaction. But as we said earlier, things are opening up all the time. And you just don't know what's going to happen. Next week they could organise and open up another 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think that's the rule at the moment, isn't it? I think you just have to keep checking on websites and just see what's happening, because there seems to be little bits and bobs happening, and it could go the other way, of course, like we just said about Buena Vista Street. We don't know, so I think we just have to accept that we're living in a never-changing world, and sometimes that'll mean great things because more things will start happening, and sometimes the brakes will get put on, and we just have to accept that we might have to just put up with something for a little bit longer before we get back to where we want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, guys. Well, we will have our usual available information on our website, disneydreamgirls.com. You can find our posts over on Twitter and Instagram at DisDreamGirls. You can join in the fun on our Disney Dream Girls podcast family, where we share our day-to-day Disney lives, and we ask our family members to do so too. And we will be back. I'm not quite sure when we'll be back, because we may not have a show next week. There may be 1 or 2 things that are preoccupying us, so we may miss that and come back the week after. But until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.